Son of a glitch. This is the best intro that I could do for my boy A+. Call of Duty Mobile is one of the most iconic mobile games ever released. Not just in the shooter genre, but in the entirety of mobile gaming. Usually mobile games get a bad rep for being glitchy and buggy, and not being fully polished, but Call of Duty Mobile stuck out above the rest and proved that you can fully polish off a mobile game to make it look just like a console and PC game. However, there were still so many glitches throughout the years, and this is a video that I'm going to try to release around the 5-year anniversary of Call of Duty Mobile's release. It's not going to come out exactly on the anniversary, but you guys get the idea. 5 full years of COD Mobile glitches. Let's get right into it. Also, before I get any further, I do want to give a huge shout out to A+ Start. He has a whole series that this video is fully inspired off of, and I actually am working on a whole nother one for Apex Mobile that I'm very excited to get started on, but this one I was really excited to get started on because I've watched basically his entire series and I knew I had to do one for Call of Duty Mobile, so here we are. I'm gonna leave a link to his channel and some of his playlists where you guys can go and check out his videos. His videos are very addicting and entertaining. Highly recommend them. I'm gonna try to be also somewhat organized, but I'm not sure how well I'm going to do. This isn't going to be by date, time, or anything like that. Now, back a few years ago, there used to be a glitch where you could take the shield turret and then put it right up against a wall. And from there what you would do is you turn around with your back facing the wall, enter the shield turret, and then it would plop you out of the map. And then from there what you would do is mantle the shield and it would throw you fully outside of the map. It got fixed shortly after and you had to kind of twirl your screen really fast and then it would still work, but shortly after that it fully got fixed and you could not get out of the map any longer with the shield turret. But this glitch was extremely broken. As you can see, you were able to get outside of any map that you really wanted to. If you guys are super OG, you guys remember all of the old prop hunt spots for the holiday version of the map on Raid. You get fully on top of like all of the roofs for this map and it was extremely broken, and if you were a prop and you were able to get up on this roof, you were instantly winning any game and every game that you got into. Some of the most cheeky and broken spots in any prop hunt map period and possibly of all time in COD Mobile. There used to be a whole glitching method that involved the Goliath, in which you could actually slowly climb up the Goliath in the same way you climb up a ladder. This is very weird, and then you could combine this with throwing down a trophy system in certain spots that you were not normally able to, and then from there throw down the Goliath, and you could get to some really crazy spots. For example, in this one right here, you see I am able to get all the way on top of Crossfire in this clip, using the Goliath as a staircase or a ladder, climbing up on top of it, and then from there using my gravity slam to get on top of an invisible barrier. This Goliath Climb glitch still semi-works, but it is almost fully basically patched. You can't really do this the same way, at least like in this clip, but you still can climb the Goliath. It's just, again, very tricky and not even worth doing it for any glitch spots anymore. Once you're on this barrier, you could take another gravity slam and get on top of the telephone pole. From there you could get on top of the roof, and then from here you could basically go anywhere. You could get all the way outside of the map if you really wanted to. Yeah, this glitch just really gave us the most broken Crossfire glitch in the entire map. Another thing you could do with climbing the Goliath was you could actually get on top of the Goliath, and then from there you'd enter the Dragonfire, and then from there you would have is your buddy or an enemy take the Goliath package that you were just proned on top of, and then from there what you would do is be basically floating in midair with a tablet in your hand. The second you exit the Dragonfire, you will instantly drop to the ground. But this was a really crazy glitch to actually discover when we first did, because you are not visually stuck up there. You are up there for everyone until you exit the Dragonfire, so it was basically like a floating Superman glitch. I'm honestly not sure if this one still works. I haven't tested it in a very long time. You guys can let me know in the comment section below. Next glitch is something that I've never personally recorded myself, but I started playing COD Mobile like a week after this got fixed. So basically, if you had the shield placed down and then you waited for it to disappear right before it was about to disappear, what you would do is you would try to mantle it and then keep spamming the jump button, and you would continuously mantle up into the air. You could go as high as you wanted, and this allowed you to get on top of all the maps, outside of all the maps, and it was one of the most broken glitches on COD Mobile launch. This is a really old glitch, so if you remember this one, you are absolutely an OG of this game. In the Attack of the Undead mode, there used to be a glitch method that involved the tactical insertion, and it was really crazy because there was a bunch of different little secret room areas that you could get to. You could actually also get out of the map on a few of the map, but basically if you placed your tactical insertion down in between corners and cracks, you had to get it just right. You had to jump, sometimes you had to face certain angles, but if you could get it in between the cracks of certain places and then died, when you respawned you would see that you could glitch yourself into some walls, into some secret rooms, and just a bunch of cool different areas. This is the most broken glitch that was ever on Attack of the Undead in my opinion, because of the sheer amount of crazy spots you could really reach with this, and spots that we've never really been able to reach before. All because of a little tactical insertion that they decided to never fully give us inside of the multiplayer, at least not yet. It is 2024, and Attack of the Undead is the only mode that has ever seen these. So hopefully in the future we can get these one day or another in actual private matches, but either way, even if we wanted to try this nowadays, it doesn't really work, but you can still use these if you get into other glitches using other methods that still do work. These would be a great addition for that. But the next glitch is a pretty cool glitch because it was one of the first ever prop hunt glitches that I discovered in my time playing. It was on the map Crash, and it was actually an out of the map spot. So basically what you would do is you would jump from this trash can over to the wall and kind of get caught on the lip of it. From there, if you hung on this wall all the way to the building, what you would see is that you could actually fall out of the map and be in this little god mode spot right here. This is, like I said, one of the first glitches that I ever found in all of Call of Duty Mobile, but it was for sure my first prop hunt spot. This sadly doesn't work anymore, but when it did, you could guarantee that this would get you a easy 100% win every single time. There's no one that's ever going to come up here and look. They may go through that second window from time to time, but other than that, there's no way. The next glitch involves the Sparrow and the Goliath, and it's actually a pretty interesting one. Basically, if any enemy enters the Goliath and you use your Sparrow and spam the fire button, you'll see that the Goliath basically instantly goes out. It's almost a free insta-kill for the Goliath. This actually I think might still work. I'm not 100%, I haven't tested this one either in a long time, but the way the mechanics for the Sparrow and how it works, I don't believe they've changed it at all, so this should still be something that works in 2024. You can instantly kill the Goliath with this operator skill. In the zombies mode, there was a glitch that allowed you to hold 3 guns, and basically what you would do is you would hit the mystery box, get a death machine drop. When you pick up the death machine drop, what you wanted to do is make sure you had the melee in your hands. This would give you 3 guns inside of your inventory, and it basically would replace your melee as your 3rd gun basically. This doesn't work anymore, sadly, but when this did, this was actually a really clutch glitch because ammo runs out really fast in this mode. If you don't play it and you don't know, the ammo in this mode is blown through very rapidly. So in the multiplayer, there actually used to be a really mind-blowing glitch that gave you 3rd person inside of COD Mobile. Obviously, 3rd person is in the BR mode, but in multiplayer, you are literally never supposed to see this, so I forget exactly how this worked, but basically what you would do is call in your Shadowblade operator, which normally takes you into 3rd person. It's the only time that you really ever get to see it. And you also get a special roll ability with this. There was some timing involved with switching your guns or switching to a score streak, and if done correctly, what would happen is it would cancel out your Shadowblade operator, but you would still keep the 3rd person animation, and you would also keep the roll as well, which was really broken. This is one of my favorite glitches that has ever been in Call of Duty Mobile. I'm sure if you guys were ever able to experience this glitch, then this is probably for sure also one of your absolute favorite glitches to ever be inside of COD Mobile. Alright, if you remember this one, you are again absolute OG because this is so long ago. Back on Zombies, there was a coin that basically worked the same way as Anywhere But Here in console zombies, and what it would do, it would teleport you anywhere but that location. If you took this to this specific spot on Shinonuma, go to this corner on the barrel, use the Anywhere But Here, what it would do is it would instantly teleport you backwards outside of the map. It's one of the most iconic zombie glitches of all time because this is the sole reason this coin doesn't exist in the game anymore. If you guys were confused or wondering, what am I even talking about? What coin is he using? It doesn't exist in COD Mobile anymore, and it's because of this reason. It was too broken. Speaking of out of the map, there's another method similar to the shield turret glitch, but a little bit more in line with the iconic Call of Duty franchise series on console. So it was the care package wall breach glitch that basically allowed you to get out of the map on any map again. If you guys remember from Black Ops 2 or even Black Ops 1, any Call of Duty really, care package wall breach in any corner that you really wanted to. Same thing worked on COD Mobile for a brief period of time. Probably one of the most iconic glitches again. I know I keep saying that for a lot of these, but this one specifically because it was literally a glitch from the console series for so long, and it finally made its way over to mobile and worked for a few months before Activision sadly decided to finally fix it. Going back to the shield turret kill streak, this actually also had another wall breach glitch in which allowed you to kind of just glitch inside of various little objects. Glitch inside of the helicopter on high rise, you go glitch inside a little pipe for rust. A few different things you could do this with, and it was actually pretty cool, but it almost was more of a detriment than a positive, because once you got into these spots you were kind of stuck there and there was not really any real way to get out of them unless someone killed you. But if you got in there in the right way, then the bullets would not even be able to register and hit you. So these glitches were honestly nice, but also a bit of a detriment, and I don't believe they actually even work anymore. These got fixed up about a month after this was found and posted, so maybe it's for the best. Working back around to the tactical insertion glitches that we just covered a little while ago. There was actually one that allowed you to get out of the map fully on standoff. Dropped it right in between this little crack right by the dumpster. You did it correctly, you were able to actually glitch outside of the map, and this was one of the most crazy infected glitches, because before this we were actually not ever able to get outside of standoff on this particular spot without using the really old shield Mantle Glitch that put you up in the sky. This was literally the only way before this, but now this glitch actually gave us another way to get out over here. Again, sadly, the tactical insertion method as a whole has been fixed. If there's ever an after patch, definitely is one of the ones to try for this. Go back to the Goliath now. I'm not 100% if this one still works, because I think I've tried it and it didn't work for me, but then I had one of my friends also tell me that this does still work, so you guys really can go and be the judge for that and let me know in the comments once again. But if you throw a Goliath up against a wall, specifically if you throw it up against a lot of corners, this works a lot better, but you can do it against a wall, a flat wall. It's just way harder because you have to line it up pretty nicely. Throw it right at the wall, and then the second that it drops, use your gravity spikes right at the Goliath. Now that I'm thinking about it, this actually may work with a TAC 5 operator, but don't quote me on that, you guys. In this clip, you used to be able to do it with the gravity spikes, and once you do that, it would push you through the wall. This would be a visual glitch. You wouldn't actually be through the wall fully, but you could see through the wall and you could actually shoot through the wall as well. And there's a really broken glitch for Tunisia because the walls on Tunisia are completely hollow, meaning you could shoot through a lot of different crazy wallbang spots. So a map like that was perfect for this kind of glitch. Again, I don't know if this works, and also on top of that, Tunisia is not even in domination. It's only a search and destroy map as of now. Hopefully that gets changed sooner or later, COD Mobile, but as of now you can't even do this glitch on this map anymore. So there used to be a glitch where you could actually place down sentries inside of walls or through walls, and it could shoot through the wall and get you killed. Basically, it was an invincible sentry, or it was a sentry with wall hacks, whatever you want to call it. It's one of the most broken glitches for lethal score streaks in all of this game, because there were so many different little areas and just cheeky spots that you could put the sentry in and abuse and just exploit the game to get kills for. Particularly High Rise had quite a few of these spots, but really there was a method that allowed you to, as long as you placed it up against the wall right as close as you could, it really was able to shoot through any wall that was thin enough. Didn't matter where it was, as long as the wall was thin enough, it could shoot through it. Again, this is why it was one of the most broken glitches for lethal score streak. The rare battle royale appearance, I'm kind of gonna skip out on putting a lot of BR spots in this video, or just kind of BR glitches, because they all revolve around this singular method, and a lot of them were just little rock spots that were found throughout the years. There were a few under the maps, and I kind of left a few of those out because this is the main one. This is the top dog when it comes to out of the maps and under the maps, because this was the first one ever found. I believe this still works, but it is insanely hard to pull off. Basically what you do is you grab the bike, grab a shield turret operator, and come to the little tunnel right outside a farm, park the bike so that the left side was poking through the wall, and then what you would do is you would place down the shield to push the bike kind of into the wall a little bit more, and then from there what you would do is you'd hop on the bike and then try and wiggle your way and push exit, and then if you do it correctly you would push yourself outside of the map. One of the first BR glitches that I ever discovered in my time I'm playing, and it's one of the ones that I'm most proud of for sure, because this one was one of the most it still is one of the most crazy battle royale glitches to ever exist, and it was found all the way back in 2019, 5 years ago. Next glitch is how to have an unlimited death machine in zombies. This is different to the 3-gun glitch because you would actually be able to keep the death machine this time. What you would do is you would have 2 guns already, just like the last glitch, and then pick up the death machine. But from here, what you would do is you would wait at a wall buy, and the second the death machine ran out, you would spam the wall buy to pick it up. If you did it correctly, you would just pull the death machine back out into your hands. This doesn't work anymore, and this one is a huge bummer because I would love having an unlimited death machine glitch in COD Mobile Zombies. It's actually the main mode that I play, so every time I'm playing, I am looking for a new way to do this. Sadly, still after 5 years, I have come up with nothing, so if you guys want to help me out, go hunt that mode, see if you can find anything for this glitch. But as of right now, it is fully patched, and you cannot get an unlimited death machine anymore. But when this worked, this was absolutely the top #1 glitch in all of the mode, because you could go to any round that you wanted to once you did this. I would say this is the second most infamous glitch in all of COD Mobile. The shield flying glitch back on launch is probably the most notorious, but this one has to be a close second. If you guys do remember back 3 years ago, there was a really strange glitch that involved the gunsmith and just a bunch of various different guns that if you built them up with certain attachments, and I really have no explanation as to why this worked, the attachments were simply broken at the time. This was right around the time they introduced Gunsmith 2.0. Things were just kind of really broken for the armory section, and COD Mobile in general has been broken for a very long time, but around this time it just got really insane. You were able to have aimbot crosshairs with certain guns. You're also able to get super speed with those guns. I believe you even had a 0 gravity once you got up to super speed levels for your character who held certain guns. It was a very crazy glitch. Front of your guns disappeared, sights disappeared, things like that. It was really broken, and again, I have no explanation as to why this occurred in the first place, but Gunsmith 2.0 just brought a lot of different bugs to the game, and it really broke COD Mobile for a little while. The next glitch was a weird, very weird glitch, but again, it was something that replicated console Call of Duty glitches, because there was snaking glitches on a bunch of different Black Ops and I think a few different Modern Warfare games. Snaking actually also existed in COD Mobile for a little while. If you did a wall breach into an object that you were not actually in, but you were kind of visually glitched into, when you prone and crawled your way out, you would be running normally, but on the enemy screen, for some reason, you would actually be prone, and you would be prone moving really fast, looking like a snake. It's basically the console version of Call of Duty snaking glitch, but the Big Brother version of it. I haven't really been able to test this one out in a long time, but I'm assuming this is fixed, but again, I really have no idea if this glitch even still works. The next glitch actually involves a build off of one of the other glitches that was shown earlier. This is the 3rd-person glitch with the Shadow Claw, or the Shadow Blade, I forget whatever it's called, but basically, if you enter the 3rd-person glitch and then from there use a VTOL, what would happen is it would glitch the VTOL completely out and throw it super high, super low, and it would just kind of be stuck on the ground for the duration of the course. This is another glitch where I don't have an explanation as to why this occurred, but it did, and then when you exit the VTOL, you would actually be 7 feet or 8 feet tall. They don't have an exact measurement, obviously, but you were way taller than your normal character before you entered the VTOL. This, I know, obviously has something to do with the perspective from the 3rd person beforehand, but I don't exactly know what happens to the VTOL and why that glitches out like it does. There are a few different map glitches that worked, and these are some of the most crazy map glitches in COD Mobile history. The first one is an iconic spot from Modern Warfare 2 where you could get up on top of the crane, and for a while we actually thought this was intended until they patched it out of nowhere. You'd also get fully outside of the map over on some crazy buildings way out to the right, and it was a really sick glitch for a long time, but it was sadly fixed. There was also a super straightforward gravity spike out of the map on Rust that worked when the map first launched and was fixed about a month after it dropped. The gravity spike from this little roof over to the pipe that was hanging off outside of the map going in, and if you got on top of it, you could just walk straight up outside of the map. One of the easiest glitches in COD Mobile history, but also one of the most crazy ones that we've probably ever seen on a map launch. There are a few zombie glitches that actually still work today, and that's what I'm showing you right now. These are a few jump spots that you can get to with the dog. It's a little bit tricky, but you would have to actually jump on top of the dog, and then basically you'd parkour from there. This first spot is in the basement. You can get outside of the map actually in the basement. You can also get fully outside of the map with the same glitch, but this is way harder. This still does work also, but this literally took me a couple hours straight of trying before I actually got it, and this is probably literally one of the hardest glitches in COD Mobile history, but this also is one of the best because you can get fully outside of Shinonuma, and it still does work going into 2025. Next glitch involves the Wilson. I'm not sure if this still works, but basically what you do is you go up to the right side of any wall, basically have your shoulder on the left side touch the wall, and then call in your Wilson, and if you do it right, the Wilson would spawn inside of the wall, basically in a secret room wherever you were next to. Depending on the wall also, you could be able to shoot through the wall and actually kill people using this, so this is basically an invincible Wilson glitch. There are a few various glitches that have worked throughout COD Mobile's history where there have been just windows that have been invisible or have not had barriers blocking them, so you've been able to just kind of crawl through them. There's one on Takeoff, there was one on Tunisia, there's one on Diesel. I believe there are a few others even also. Yeah, they just kind of completely forgot to barrier off specific windows throughout the maps throughout the years. So make sure every window that comes through a new map, you check them because there may be one that just didn't get barriered for some reason. Back on Terminal and a few other of the maps that had like hollow walls or just kind of hollow areas next to walls, you could place your sentry down inside of that wall because there would be a floor and there wouldn't be anything blocking it inside of the wall, so the sentry would just kind of act as normal and would be allowed to be placed. If you place your shield right up to any wall, basically so that the flames can reach through the wall, they will in fact reach through the wall. For some reason they didn't think about coding this through, and yeah, you can just place down a shield right next to a wall, and if you know there's a camper on the other side, specifically on hard points like at standoff and things like that, this is actually a really nasty glitch, and it actually made the defender shield somewhat more useful again. Over the years there have been a few different glitches that have allowed you to kind of fly your Dragonfire through under the map and walls and different things like that. One of the ways that you could do this was turn against the wall, right up against the wall, but you would face your back towards it, call in your Dragonfire, and then twist your screen really fast. Another way that you could do this was actually flying super high up, flying straight down, and then disconnecting your Wi-Fi. When you reconnected, you'd be under the map. Third way was that you could actually call in a care package and then call in the Dragonfire right after, fly the Dragonfire below the care package, and it would actually push it under the map. There was a ton of different ways that you could actually do this glitch, and I believe as far as I know this still works, and all three of the methods that I just mentioned still do work, but they're just kind of tricky methods to pull off, especially the first one where you have your back turned. It's probably the only one that may be fixed because I believe they did try to patch it. Still, it's kind of the thing with COD Mobile, they'll try and fix glitches, but they just will make them a little bit harder. They'll still work. Now for a rare BR glitch, figured out this one was actually worth throwing in the video. This is at the black market. This doesn't work anymore, sadly. This worked for quite a long time though, so I'm sure some of you guys actually did get to try this. This took 2 vehicles. Sometimes it would take 3, but you could get in with 2. You'd have to park them certain ways, and this was actually a whole method. You could get to a bunch of different areas. Vehicle breach glitch. This one was one of the most broken though because you could get all the way under the black market and just kind of explore all of this area under the map. If you guys are OG, you remember there used to be a glitch when the AUG first dropped, or the AGR, where the full ammo attachment on it actually would give it literal full ammo, and it would give it thousands upon thousands of rounds. This was fixed really shortly after the gun came out, but it was still fun to mess around with and just spray ammo the entire game and not ever have to worry about running out, or not ever have to worry about running the scavenger perk. Back on BR for Alcatraz this time, here's a few different glitches that were just crazy throughout the map's history. A lot of these are in the cell house, or at least the first 2 are in the cell house. The grapple hook allowed you to kind of get on top of certain areas that were just kind of normally secret spots, but the very top of these were just completely fake or invisible, and some of them you could actually fall through, and there was just a ton of different cell house glitches that do. None of them still really work, sadly, but very fun to do while they did. There was also a glitch that allowed you to fully breach under the map. I'm not sure if this still works. I've literally only ever pulled this off one time. This is the recording that you're seeing. I've used the same recording every time. Such a hard glitch. I'm not sure if this still works, but you'd just kind of time it perfectly to where you'd get pushed in between the gondola and the cell house and you'd glitch under the map. Next glitch is the driverless bike glitch. This was a really weird glitch. It was not really anything game breaking, but it made it a really cool visual glitch. Basically what you'd do is you'd get on the bike and get on the airborne at the same exact. If you do it correctly, the airborne would register you as being stuck on the airborne, but the bike would also think that you're on the bike, so it would just get confused and it would throw you up in the air, but you'd still be able to ride the bike. Here's another wall breach spot on the Battle Royale map. This was at the crash area of the map. This was a really random spot, but it was another huge little rock wall breach area, and I just wanted to show you guys again how this method fully worked. This was the bike shield glitch. There were a ton of different spots around the map, and there still are a ton of different spots that work. I have a few different Battle Royale videos that I believe a lot of the spots in there still work, so if you guys do want to go check those out, I'll leave it in the pinned comment or something like that. Next glitch is an OG all-time favorite for any Call of Duty ever. This is on top of the terminal plane. Same exact thing as console Call of Duty, because there is a little bit of a higher barrier above it, but you still can get on top of the terminal plane. There's a ton of different ways that you could do this. If you really want to, you could just use a super jump, but gravity spike, you could do a bunch of different parkours to get up here. The next glitch is probably the most broken prop hunt glitch ever for firing range. This is out of the map that you just kind of climbed the barrier at the side of the map, and it would continuously but slowly let you reach a new height every single time, and eventually you'd be able to climb all the way up on top of the sky barrier for the map and then just drop out. If you got out here, you know you're already winning the match. Now earlier I was telling you how some windows were invisible or didn't have barriers. Now some of them do have this glitch, but it is not fully working. It's kind of half working to where you can throw grenades through it, but you yourself cannot actually go through the window. This is a weird glitch, and this worked on Hackney Yard, it worked on Standoff, a few other maps where lined the nade up perfect. I actually reached through the window, and it would just act as though the window literally wasn't there at all. On Halloween Standoff, there was like a few different out-of-map glitches that actually still work, I think, today. A few of them involved Goliath climbing, but there was really just anywhere that you could get super high. This one you're seeing involved Goliath climbing, and this got you out on one side, but if you got out on one side you couldn't really walk around to the other because a lot of the grass is fake. However, you could just get up on the barrier on the other side by the gas station. There was a ton of different ways to get out of this map. The barrier for the out of bounds zone was really low. When the shield turret first dropped, it was actually a glitch that allowed you to walk around with it. Basically what you would do is you would enter the turret and pick it up at the same time, and if you did this correctly, it would just kind of glitch out of the game and confuse it, and you would be in the turret but you'd be walking around with it. You'd be able to shoot it like normal and all that crazy stuff. This was one of the most broken glitches for the short time that this was actually around. They really quickly fixed this. The next glitch is an all-timer. This is probably top 3 most broken glitches in COD Mobile. This is up there, shield fly, and then the last glitch of this video. This is the super speed, aimbot, Superman glitch, whatever you want to call this. This was an absolute time in COD Mobile. You could have aimbot crosshairs, you could run super fast, but the game would be thinking that you're running backwards, so you'd have to hold your joystick backwards to run forward. Such a broken glitch, and it all involved the gunsmith when it first dropped. I don't fully know what caused this glitch. It just kind of was a byproduct of the release of gunsmith with certain attachments on certain guns. Things just didn't work out, and it caused this mayhem where every time you throw a trophy system, every time you throw a grenade or switch your guns, the crosshairs would get smaller, your speed would get faster, things of that nature. When they first dropped the heartbeat sensor, you are actually able to inspect it for a short amount of time. Nothing crazy with this, but this definitely deserved a spot in the video just because of how simple and stupid of a glitch this was. Going back over to Battle Royale, but this time on Blackout. This is the most broken glitch on the entirety of Blackout, and this actually still works today. If you go over to the crash site, this really works on any of the gondolas, but this one specifically it works really, really well on. You'd call in the gondola, try and run back over to the gondola but not on it, kind of directly in front of it, and if you do it correctly, what it will do is it will actually pull you down through the floor, and you want to try and land right here. And if you do, you can kind of explore all around the inside of the crash site. Like I said, the most broken glitch on Blackout. Not too many BR glitches are going to be included in here, but if there is one, it's going to be this one. Also on Battle Royale, there's a glitch that allowed you to fly any distance up into the air that you wanted to. This was a visual glitch, but you could literally reach the limit to where you could actually see the skybox wrap around into a circle. Basically, if you made your jump button really big and you had the pumped class equipped, and you just kind of spammed the jump button with 2 fingers. If you did it correctly, one, you would just kind of go way higher than normal, but if you did it correctly and hit the sweet spot, you would actually do it for an unlimited amount of time and fly as high as you wanted. On Rise, there's a weird glitch that actually still works. If you come up to this blue tarp and you run at it, you'll see that you just start teleporting to different parts of the map. Around the Undead Siege mode, there was actually a glitch that allowed you to start the game wherever you really wanted to, as long as it was within the time restraints, of course. If you were at a place where you could open your parachute and jump at 1 second, basically you'd have to time it up nicely, but if you timed it up to where you hit the ground at 0 seconds, you would spawn right where you just jumped, instead of being teleported all the way back to the generator, which was pretty annoying. You could get a head start and get some good loot the second that you actually were spawned into the game. This was another major, but it definitely could have been a useful glitch, and I definitely used it every single time I played Undead Siege, and I could hit this glitch, I was definitely using it. Also, on the Undead Siege mode, this was just a random glitch that happened to me, and it actually does happen to quite a few different people on multiplayer, on Zombies on BR. Assets will just not load in for some reason, and your gun or a zombie even could go pink, and you'll see that if it doesn't load in, it's going to be stuck like that the entire rest of the game. On Ground War, there is a vehicle glitch. If you take your car up under this rock right here and kind of enter into the turret mode, you will see that the rock is too low and you will kind of breach up inside of the rock. This is actually a really useful glitch for this map because the flag is right there and you have a really clear shot to shoot at it. Also, this is a random glitch. I don't know how I pulled this off, and I was never able to pull this off again. This happened to me like last year. I placed the transform shield down, and after that, I had unlimited transform shields. I literally could just continuously place them down, and no, it wasn't lag. I checked my internet, everything like that. I was not lagging, my ping was no. I just had unlimited transform shields. Like I said, I don't know what pulled this off. If I'm ever able to find out how to kind of trigger this glitch, this would be one of the most broken in COD Mobile for sure, but it definitely happened, so I know it's possible. Earlier I said that the shield flying glitch is probably the most iconic glitch in COD Mobile, but I might have to retrace that because I believe that this glitch, the finale, is the absolute most iconic glitch in COD Mobile history. Both Hawks and Ferg both reacted to this glitch, and this glitch was even better than the shield fly glitch because you could control this glitch a little better, and there were a ton more maps that were available at the time of this glitch, so I think it's a little better. This is the Dragonfire flying glitch that threw you up outside of and on top of any map that you wanted. Basically what you would do is you would disconnect, have a buddy fly his Dragonfire below you, or you would fly your own Dragonfire below you, and then you would fly up, and if done correctly, you would be disconnected, so your body would be kind of static, and the Dragonfire would slowly pull your body upwards, and when you reconnected, you would see that you floating on top of the Dragonfire, and then you just simply were to gravity spike or jump or run, whatever you had to do, and you'd get on top of the map or get out of the map. It was the best glitch in COD Mobile's history. I think it's a perfect finale for this son of a glitch video. This audio file is almost reaching an hour long, so as you can tell, I put a lot of time into this video. I've been waiting and just kind of slowly accumulating and trying to get stuff ready for this video. It's been a really long work in progress, and I would have to say this is probably my biggest YouTube project to date, because this is actually the turning point for my Call of Duty Mobile journey. And I'm not saying by any means that this is the end of COD Mobile for me, but I am going to rapidly slow down my postings for this game. It might even come out to only a few times a year. I'm not quitting the game, but I am going to basically go dormant for a little while. It's not much more for me to do. I am still going to do best of for 2025, but it's going to be more condensed and combined into just multiple maps, multiple methods, things like that. So if you guys have anything that you really need to see for Call of Duty Mobile, it is all over on my website. Do not worry. 5 years in, I don't think they're really going to be fixing up much more, so all of the spots that are over there on my website still work today and will work in 2030. With that, I'm going to head out. I appreciate you guys stopping by this video. If you guys are new, make sure to drop a like, subscribe to the channel. I post tons of different videos. With that, I'm going to head out. Peace.